So anything made by God is individual. Man wants to make us uniform and alike. They want what Daniel Lapin called identical socialist bricks with totalitarian control. So he's one who believes they know what they're doing, at least at the top level. Their heart knows if they don't know. Equality, egalitarianism is at war with the division of labor. The division of labor is, take me for example, I could never be an architect or an engineer or a mathematician because I don't have structural visualization. I have conceptual. I see concepts to the extreme. I know people that have both, and I don't. I have one to the extreme. And that's why I have trouble with technology. So I find some people say, well, how in the world did you do tax law when you don't have structural visualization? I'm not an accountant. Tax laws are concepts. That's how. I'm not an accountant. A lot of accountants think they're lawyers, but they're not. Division of labor means we try to find the best spot we can be in, or employers try to find the best spot we can be in. Socialism wants to make everybody equal in jobs, equal in pay. So you're not really doing what you're good at, but they don't really care because they want they either want us dead or slaves. There's really no in between, and so equality is at war with the division of labor. Mises says the fundamental social phenomenon is the division of labor and its counterpart, human cooperation, which leads to economic progress and development. You know, only the remnant are really going to understand God. So more people understanding God is in the economic realm is actually less important than getting along, because if I don't care if you're purple, green, yellow, black, if you've got something I want to buy for a good price, I'll buy it. I don't care what color you are. And that's what Mises is talking about. We get along because of the economic exchange, the division of labor, and human cooperation. But when the government starts intervening, subsidies and so forth, it starts destroying human cooperation. And that is a part of socialism. Because again, money is the one thing that's touched every day, or considered or thought about or whatever. So the exchange of money, fake money, but it's exchange for money, we think it's real, for a good or service that you want and not forced to buy because it's a monopoly, causes human cooperation. Because it affects everybody. Every single person in the world, unless you're dying of starvation or sick and can't function yourself. So that's some of the other things off Daniel Lapin's individualism versus socialist identical bricks. The main part I haven't gotten to about socialism, which is it cannot determine pricing, but I will get to that. At a minimum, socialism is an incentive problem, a knowledge problem, and the latter, the most important, is the economic calculation problem. The incentive is if they're just going to give you money, you're not going to work. Or if they're not going to pay you enough, you may not work. And as my son, who's been in retail for many years in Auburn, will tell you that getting people to work is really serious task. It's a very serious task. And so socialism is an incentive problem. Why should I work to pay for you? The knowledge problem. Hayek thought maybe that there could be some super knowledge among people, and Mises X that, and I do too. The knowledge problem is no one or no group of people can sit behind a desk and determine how to run an entire economy. And that's because of the main thing that he wrote in his book, Mises, the economic calculation problem. No bureaucrats can determine the price, goods and services and so forth. Pricing is determined by the bidding for various products or services by various industries, companies, people, and so forth. Factors of production. The factors of production are what goes into to a final product that's sold on the shelf, like a car. The factors, they're buying steel, aluminum, rubber, glass. They're buying all these factors of production. So how are prices set? Well, let's take steel. Apartment complexes buy steel. Condos buy steel. Commercial buildings buy steel. Automobile factories buy steel. And on and on and on. And that bidding is what sets the prices. And no bureaucrat can do that. They tried to copy America and Russia by looking at our prices of various things, but that didn't work either, because pricing, maybe not so much on the retail shelf, but pricing among the factors of production, like with a General Motors or some car company, it changes. It changes. So that's what sets the prices. And so what does that result in? It results in what the socialism will cause. Shortages. Yeah. It results in not being shortages. How? Very seldom, back when we could go to Starbucks up here, they never had any shortages. Paper cups, beans, every once in a while they might have, but not much. So how did that happen? It's because of the pricing mechanism and the bidding and the companies producing in order to sell to all these various apartment complexes, automobile companies, this, that, and the other. So this is what makes a society run. And socialism wants to kill it, along with killing us. I mean, that's a part of it. It's not just materialism. They say they want people equal. No, they don't. They want control. That's exactly what they want. They want control.